Right now at 5, body cam video has been released following a fatal officer-involved shooting in Minnesota, while the police chief says he believes it was an accident.
Plus, some teenagers in Wisconsin can now get the vaccine. What this means in the race to get everyone vaccinated.
Plus, vaccine demand still outweighs the supply that many vaccinators are getting. When that could change.
This is News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for joining us. We start with breaking news. This out of Knoxville, Tennessee, where police say one person has died after a shooting at a high school.
Officials also say an officer was wounded at Austin East Magnet High School. Authorities say a confrontation in that high school that involved police officers responding to a report of a possible armed man. Police say no other person was killed or wounded, and the scene is clear. The school was the subject of media reports in February after 3 students were shot to death over a 3-week span.
New body cam footage released just this afternoon shows a Brooklyn Center, Minnesota police officer yelling "taser" multiple times before shooting a handgun, killing 20-year-old Dante Wright.
The police chief says Wright was pulled over for an expired registration. Officers then determined there was an outstanding arrest warrant and tried to arrest him. Wright is seen getting back into his car, and then the officer fires. The car traveled several blocks before hitting another vehicle. Chief Tim Gannon says he believes the officer described as very senior intended to deploy her taser.
This appears to me, from what I've viewed and the officer's reaction and distress immediately after, that this was an accidental discharge that resulted in the tragic death of Mr. Wright.
Minnesota's governor has set a curfew for 7 p.m. tonight in the wake of that shooting. This as officers along with the National Guard are bracing for more protests tonight.
And President Biden called the shooting tragic, but he's asking protesters in Minnesota to remain peaceful.
I want to make it clear again, there is absolutely no justification, none, for looting, no justification for violence. Peaceful protest, understandable. And the fact is that, we do know that the anger, pain, and trauma that exists in the black community in that environment is real. It's serious and it's consequential. But it will not justify violence and or looting.
In response to the shooting, all Minnesota professional sports teams have postponed their games tonight. The Twins, the Wild, Timberwolves, and Lynx will not play. All of the teams say they are not playing out of respect for the tragic events as well as safety concerns. The Red Sox and Twins were scheduled for a 4-game series beginning this afternoon at Target Field. The Wild was set to play St. Louis. There's no word yet about rescheduling that game. A chilly start to the work week. Will we see a warm-up later? Let's get your first warn forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti on the weather patio. Gary?
We're starting to get a little sunshine here in the backyard, but it'll be the clouds the next couple of days that'll hold temperatures down. As we take a look at visible cloud track, we've had a mixture of sun and clouds today and even a few sprinkles of rain, mainly north of Madison. You can see on Doppler track the showers are a little more widespread in the northern part of the state, but here in southern Wisconsin, a few sprinkles mainly north of the Dells, and that's been pretty much it. And that may be the case again tonight. Low temperatures this morning actually started out pretty mild in the middle to upper 40s, but temperatures right now are not far above that. We're in the lower 50s here in Madison, but to the north and west, temperatures are still in the 40s from the Dells northwestward. By tomorrow morning, we'll drop into the upper 30s. And again, there's an outside chance of a shower mainly north of the Dells. Otherwise, look for partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, the clouds kind of come back in. There's a slight chance for a shower. High temperatures stay in the upper 40s. 49 probably be the best we can do here in Madison. We might even see a flurry or two of snow tomorrow night with a slight chance for a shower on Wednesday as well. I'll have more details and weather in just a few minutes.
Okay, Gary, thank you. We've heard doctors say it many times. We're in a race to get as many people vaccinated as possible, trying to beat the spread of those more contagious COVID variants.
Those variants are all present in Wisconsin, and they're affecting more children than the original strain. Our Amanda Quintana is live at the Alliant Energy Center with more on a group that plays a key role in this race. Amanda?
Yes, that group is teenagers, 16 and 17-year-olds. Now, it's a little more difficult to find a vaccine appointment for that age group because they can only get the Pfizer vaccine. But a lot of vaccinators, like here at the Alliant Energy Center, Public Health has gotten a lot of Johnson & Johnson, but not a lot of Pfizer. The message, if your teen needs a shot, is be persistent.
I get the feeling that there's a lot of kids that really want to get this vaccine and really want to get back to as normal of a school situation as possible.
Dr. William Hartman isn't just saying that. His 16 and 17-year-old sons wanted a vaccine so much they stood in line for hours yesterday.
Today, they think that they're on the path to getting back to a normal life, which is that's what we want for them.
High schoolers like Dr. Hartman's sons play a huge role in the race against the variants. There are a handful of variants that are more contagious than the original coronavirus. The UK variant seems to especially spread more quickly among kids.
Proms are coming up, graduations. Vaccinating this age group is very important so that we can stay ahead of the variant as much as possible.
There are concerns high school sports could create opportunities for major outbreaks.
When there's contact sports, there's always going to be this opportunity for that virus to pass from one person to another.
Even though not all kids can get a shot yet, just getting the 16 and 17-year-olds vaccinated is a big necessary step. If you look at our population, about 25% is under 18. So to get closer to that 80 to 85% we need for herd immunity, 16 and 17-year-olds need to get vaccinated, and more vaccines need to be approved for their use.
They have to want to be part of the solution. They have to understand what these vaccines are, that they're safe.
In talking with Public Health Madison and Dane County lately, they've told me that they've struggled to try to get some Pfizer to vaccinate those 16 and 17-year-olds. A lot of them work in the restaurant industry, so a lot of those workers had to wait a while before Pfizer was available here at the Alliant Energy Center. But if you need a shot, get on all the pharmacy lists that you can and continue to check back on those websites to see if there are any available appointments.
All right, Amanda, thank you. Over 9,000 Wisconsinites have been newly vaccinated in the past 24 hours. This as over 400 people tested positive for COVID-19. Nearly 1/4 of Wisconsinites have completed the vaccine series. That's more than 1.4 million residents. Over 37%, or about 2.1 million residents, have received at least one shot. And in Dane County, almost 32% of the population is fully vaccinated.
The U.S. approaching a major milestone in the COVID-19 vaccine. The White House says by the end of the week, nearly half of all adults would have had at least their first shot. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says nearly 46% of the adult population has received at least one dose. About 28% now are fully vaccinated. The CDC now projects there will be about 20,000 fewer coronavirus deaths by May 1st. This represents a slight slowing of the death rate over the few weeks.
Hundreds of people waited in line for more than an hour to get vaccinated at a walk-in clinic in Madison over the weekend.
And many said it was easier to wait than schedule an appointment. Gabriella Becerra joins us from outside a vaccination clinic and explains why hosting more events like that one could be hard to do in Madison. Gabby?
Well, Eric and Susan, there's a strong want and need for more vaccine appointments and events here in Dane County. The supply, however, is holding vaccinators back. Instead, people are being forced to either drive to an appointment in a neighboring county or wait weeks to get a vaccine. SSM Health's Vice President of Pharmacy Services says Dane County has a low hesitancy rate. Eligible people are signing up for appointments as they're made available, but the allocation of doses from the state doesn't necessarily depend on that.
On one hand, you want to reward communities where there's a high demand and people are willing to get the vaccine. And at the same time, you want to balance it by sending enough doses to areas where we're not seeing a high vaccination rate, and perhaps making the vaccines available, making more appointments available conveniently for individuals living in these communities, perhaps will encourage them to get the vaccine.
While walk-in clinics like the one hosted yesterday at a church in Madison can be successful, Krabat says it ultimately depends on the supply. Those doses from yesterday came from Milwaukee, but there is one possibility of turning that around here in Dane County somewhat soon. Coming up on News 3 Now at 6, I'll share why the chances of getting an invitation to the Alliant Energy Center's vaccination site is going to be more likely.
All right, Gabby, thank you. Facebook rolling out notifications to alert all users about vaccine eligibility in their state. The company said the alerts will be found at the top of news feeds now that vaccination appointments are open to more age groups. Facebook has been showing vaccine notifications to users 65 and older since February.
Over the past year, the families of more than 560,000 Americans have buried loved ones who died from COVID-19. Today, they can apply for federal aid to offset some of those funeral costs. FEMA is accepting applications through a toll-free hotline, offering up to $9,000 per funeral to ease the financial burden on families who've lost loved ones due to COVID. To be eligible for a reimbursement, your loved one must have died in the U.S., and their death certificate must list COVID as a direct or indirect cause of death.
Tonight, Stephen Avery's lawyer is pointing the finger at a new killer in the murder case of photographer Teresa Halbach at the Avery salvage yard back in 2005. Kathleen Zellner filed a motion saying a new witness came forward with information yesterday. Thomas Sowinski claims he was delivering newspapers to the Avery salvage yard when he saw Bobby Dassey and an unidentified older man pushing a dark blue RAV4 down Avery Road toward the junkyard. Bobby Dassey has never been charged with any crime related to Halbach's death, but his younger brother Brendan Dassey was convicted of helping his uncle Stephen kill Halbach. The case was made famous after the Netflix series Making a Murderer. You can read the full motion on our website, channel3000.com.
UW-Madison leadership says it's time for some campus upgrades after a concrete slab fell off of Van Nuys Hall last week. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but Governor Tony Evers says he wants it fixed right away. He says it's not the only building that needs some work. UW-Madison Chancellor Rebecca Blank and UW System President Tommy Thompson says the Humanities building needs at least $70 million in maintenance, which the university says would not be a good investment. Instead, they want to tear it down and build something new. To do that, they're asking the legislature to include $65 million plus $100 million for a new engineering building in the state's capital budget.
This is our future. This is not some chancellor or some acting president that's coming up here wanting to spend money. We want to build the Capitol. We want to build the campus. We want to build the state. In order to do that, we need some collaboration and some understanding.
The other funding would come from gifts and grants. If the legislature approves it, the projects would be completed by the end of 2025.
And there's more to come on News 3 Now at 5 up next. You may need to find another way to start recycling your plastic grocery bags. We'll tell you why. That story ahead at 5. And coming up next hour, tailgating is back in Milwaukee. What fans can expect as they are welcomed back to American Family Field. That story next hour. News 3 Now at 6. And trading off to a slow start this week on Wall Street. The Dow off just 55. NASDAQ loses 50. S&P closes down less than a point. We'll be right back.
Tonight on CBS, the night starts with The Neighborhood, followed by Bob Hart's Abishola. Then it's time for drama with All Rise and Bull. Then get a complete wrap-up of the day's news on News 3 Now at 10.
It's Slumberland's Build Your Room sale. Look what you can get for only $20, $30, $40 a month. Some options for your living room. Just $20 a month when you spend $1,200 and pay no interest for 5 years.
Well, hello, Slumberland.
If your home's roof is showing its age or has storm damage, here's a great offer. Get a brand new, top-of-the-line GAF roof with a 50-year warranty and save now. Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. GAF asphalt shingles are the best, and my team has earned Master Elite status with GAF. Order now and get free installation labor, free financing for a year, and get a $100 Visa gift card. Call to set up your free estimate today.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison 2021. Vote for your favorites online for the Best of Madison in over 140 categories. And the nominees include the Del Bar, Best Supper Club, Best Destination Restaurant, and Best Steakhouse. With locally sourced ingredients, fresh seafood, and prime-grade steaks, one visit and you'll fall in love. Wisconsin's true supper club since 1943, Wisconsin Dells. Go to MadisonMagazine.com to vote for your favorites to be the very best of Madison.
Dad, I got it.
Really?
Actually, do you have a quarter?
Enjoy a cheeseburger or a McChicken sandwich. Get any two for just $2.50.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Have you heard of nuts.com? It's the best kept secret of savvy snackers all over the country. Incredible nuts, dried fruits, organic snacks, and gluten-free treats. There's something for everyone to love, including free shipping with your first order.
Best pistachios ever.
Love the dried peaches.
White chocolate toffee cashews are awesome.
The holy grail of honey sesame sticks.
The quality has made me a customer for life. With so much to love and free shipping with your first order, check out nuts.com.
Oh, my back.
Hey, Dylan, need a mattress? Look what you can get at Slumberland for just $20, $30, $40 a month.
I love choices.
And you'll pay no interest for 5 years. The huge Sealy sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Tonight at 6, after a cement slab falls from a UW-Madison campus building, hear from UW system leaders about plans for building improvements. And the city of Madison has stopped accepting plastic bags for recycling. We'll explain what you can do instead to help cut down on waste.
When severe weather strikes, are you prepared? All this week, the First Warn Weather Team, we show you how to prepare for severe storms and tornadoes. Watch First Warn Weather for Severe Weather Awareness Week. Are you prepared?
Severe Weather Awareness Week, all this week at 10. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. Plastic bag collection sites and retail stores are getting ready for an influx of people to bring in their used plastic bags.
That's because the city of Madison announced last week it would no longer accept plastic bags in its recycling program. Our Jamie Perez found out what happens to all that plastic now.
We're so used to taking a plastic bag and putting it in the recycling bin after we get home from a shopping trip. Well, unfortunately, the city is no longer accepting plastic bags in its recycling program. However, there is still an environmentally friendly and efficient way to make sure that your plastic bags do not end up in a landfill. Take Metcalfe's, for example. They've been collecting people's plastic bags for years. They send bundles of them to a local retailer who repurposes and recycles them so that they don't end up in the trash. Now, the city said it's unfortunate to end their recycling program, but this is ultimately why they made that decision.
And we just weren't able to consistently find that back end for this type of material anymore. Like that's really what makes recycling go, is the producers on the back end that could take our recyclables and make that new product out of it. And so plastic bags out of those recovery facilities, like what Pelletary runs, there just wasn't that demand for that type of material.
So the best alternative is to use reusable grocery bags, or if you still want to use the plastic bags, instead of just throwing them away, make sure you take them to one of the local collection sites so that you know they will get recycled properly. Coming up tonight at 6, I'm going to go over the list of places you can now take your plastic bags to get properly recycled, and what happens if you continue to put plastic bags in the city's recycling program.
Thank you, Jamie. Today is the start of the UW's 10th annual Fashion Week. Student organizers from the campus magazine Moda organized a week of fashion-inspired events, both in person and online. Today, they offered a free photo shoot on campus for participants to pose with their friends and to spread the word about the week of events, which includes makeup and modeling tutorials on Instagram. Friday's finale will be the fashion show premiere. In past years, a catwalk was used with an audience present for a traditional fashion showcase. This year, the show has to move online.
And we really wanted to take advantage of the virtual landscape and kind of see it as an opportunity for our participants to get creative.
There are 7 fashion show videos featuring different student designers and local retailers that will premiere on a Zoom webinar. You can find the link on our website, channel3000.com.
Speaking of fashion, on his catwalk, Gary Canalti has a look at the forecast. Gary, a little chilly later in this week.
Yeah, the fashion will be bundling yourself up, wearing a thicker jacket. Well, let's start out by 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Look for chilly conditions with high temperatures only in the upper 40s for tomorrow tomorrow and for Wednesday. We'll also see some showers, just a slight chance, but it's cold enough tomorrow night that it's possible there could be a few flurries of snow mixing in with the showers. It will not amount to very much. Dry weather returns for Thursday and Friday's temperatures rebound back into the 50s. Now, as we take a look at the 72-hour precipitation, this is a radar estimate, and from southern Dane County southward, generally around an inch of rain fell. I just checked the rain gauge here at the station. We picked up an inch and a quarter of rain just over the weekend and about another half inch in the days leading up to the weekend. So over the last couple of, say, week or so, we've picked up almost 2 inches of rain here in southern Dane County. But as we look at high-resolution radar right now, a few sprinkles up in the Fox Valley. Right now, nothing even showing up on radar north of the Dells. There are some light showers in the northern part of the state. These showers around the Twin Cities will drift to the east and may affect areas well north of Madison tonight, but temperatures will be in the upper 30s. Future track precipitation, though, this is through Monday of next week. For the next 7 days, not looking at a lot. Probably a tenth to a quarter of an inch of rain over most of southern Wisconsin, maybe a little heavier totals, the quarter to half inch range over the northeastern portion of the state. Temperatures right now are in the 40s and 50s in our part of the Midwest, 50s, 60s, and a few 70s down to our south. You can tell that we're getting into spring. Things are starting to warm up a little bit, but the storm system that kind of developed to our southwest in the middle part of last week moved to the north and is just kind of just sitting there and spinning. The jet stream rotating around it, so that's keeping a pool of cold air just to our north, and it's cold enough for some snow in parts of Montana, North Dakota, and eventually into northwestern portions of Minnesota. In fact, enough snow that may stick to the ground. But right now, we're close to the main part of the jet stream, so we've got some clouds, a mixture of sun and clouds, and as you look at winter weather advisories, there are some for northwestern Minnesota into northern portions of North Dakota through tomorrow afternoon. Now, current temperatures are in the 40s and 50s here, but you can tell it's a lot colder to the north and west. That's where the more likely area of any snow to stick to the ground will be. On future track, you can see the showers just kind of rotating around that area of low pressure. It's just going to sit and spin for the next couple of days. So we'll see some breaks in the clouds, especially at night, and then the clouds kind of fill back in during the day. We could see a rain shower at some point, and then tomorrow night it might be cold enough for a couple of flurries of snow to mix in with any rain showers, but the better chances of precipitation will stay to the north. And on Wednesday, we're back to a mix of clouds with a little bit of sun mixed in and the possibility for a rain shower or two, but high temperatures on Wednesday probably only topping out in the middle to upper 40s. For tomorrow, look for variably cloudy skies. It'll be breezy and cooler, just a slight chance for a shower, high temperature at 49. 7 to 10 day forecast, 47 on Wednesday. Again, possibility for a flurry or two of snow as temperatures drop into the lower 30s for tomorrow night. Temperatures upper 50s for the end of the week and into the weekend. A slight chance for showers Saturday. Some rain showers late in the day Monday. Could mix with snow Monday night before ending on Tuesday morning of next week. We don't see any really mild air. Temperatures will remain in the 50s all the way through the middle part of next week. Our traffic display is down, but I was just checking some of the traffic reports. Right now, the Beltline in pretty good shape, as are the interstates in and around Madison, so travel times are pretty normal. That is your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. And ahead on News 3 Now at 5, day 11 of former Minneapolis officer Derek Chauvin's trial in the death of George Floyd. What medical experts are now saying about the cause of death. Stay with us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Sunroom savings season is here. Four Seasons has great solutions to beat the backyard blues and save 20 to 30%. Let CoolView show you how to tame your backyard and improve your lifestyle. Call for a free backyard survey, design, and quote.
When it comes to your financial health, just a few small steps can make a real difference.
Learn, save, and spend with guidance from Chase. Confidence feels good. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Millions are saying yes to Allegra, the #1 allergist-recommended non-drowsy brand. Allegra works 2 times faster than Claritin, and unlike Zyrtec, it's non-drowsy. Say yes to the fastest non-drowsy 24-hour relief. Allegra.
It's that time of year to hit the open road. To make sure your trip is safe, Meineke is now offering free brake pads. Call your Madison area Meineke for details. Meineke Car Care Center is here to help.
There's been much debate about the Mona Lisa smile.
Would it have been bigger and brighter if she'd had good dental care? Maybe if Physicians Mutual Insurance Company had been around back then, it'd be a different story. She could have gone to the dentist more, knowing she'd have help paying the bills. And those regular checkups might have found early signs of tooth decay or gum disease, costly problems that could keep anyone from smiling. Physicians Mutual offers affordable coverage that can help pay for cleanings and unexpected or expensive procedures you might need, like crowns or dentures. This is real dental insurance, not just a discount plan or for checkups only. There are no deductibles, and there's no annual maximum. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Call or go online today for a free information kit from Physicians Mutual. Get the dental care you need to help you stay healthy. For your free information kit with all the details, call us now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Get the last roof you'll ever need with steel roofing from Menards. Steel roofing adds a nice, sleek finish to your home while withstanding the worst weather conditions. And with a lifetime warranty, it's the choice of more and more homeowners in the Midwest. Choose from 24 colors in-store or online at menards.com. All steel roofing is 11% off. Save 11% on everything else. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Sunroom saving season is here. Four Seasons has great solutions to beat the backyard blues and save 20 to 30%. Let CoolView show you how to tame your backyard and improve your lifestyle. Call for a free backyard survey, design, and quote.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
The trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin entered its third week with more testimony from medical experts and emotional testimony from George Floyd's family. A cardiologist who reviewed Floyd's death also took the stand today to dispute a key defense argument. Dr. Jonathan Rich echoed previous medical testimony, blaming Floyd's death on the actions of the former officer Chauvin.
It was caused by low oxygen levels, and those low oxygen levels were induced by the prone restraint and positional asphyxiation that he was subjected to.
Earlier in the day, the judge refused a defense request to sequester the jury in light of the police killing of a black man Sunday just outside Minneapolis. The judge said he expects closing arguments to begin next week.
With Congress returning to Washington this week, President Biden is stepping up his push to sell his multi-trillion-dollar infrastructure proposal. Today, the White House released a state-by-state list of needs, highlighting the volume of bridges and roads in poor condition, as well as the broadband needs nationwide. Republicans in Congress have already pushed back against the current proposal, saying it's too expensive. Republicans also argue the president's proposed corporate tax hike to 28% will drive companies out of the U.S.
Those are not things that we support, not things that I support. 6% is actually focused on the kind of infrastructure that there is bipartisan support for, so I would urge Democrats, let's focus on that.
In Michigan, there are more than 1,200 bridges and over 7,300 miles of highway in poor conditions. 13% of South Dakotans do not have access to acceptable broadband speeds. That's something we'd love to improve.
White House officials say the president is looking for significant progress from lawmakers by Memorial Day.
And stay with us. We'll have a final check of your forecast in just a moment.
Isn't it great how swinging through Culver's drive-thru marks the unofficial start to family time? How biting into a hot-off-the-grill butter burger makes worries melt away? And how a fresh frozen custard concrete mixer puts a smile on your face every time? Here, a meal you didn't have to make is a meal made fresh for you. And being greeted with a smile, even beneath a mask, makes all the difference.
There's a reason we put so much care into our food. That reason is you. Welcome to Delicious.
Has your home's roof seen better days? Does it have some storm damage? If it's time for a replacement, don't settle for less than the best roof and the best deal. Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. My team has earned GAF's exclusive Master Elite status, achieved by only 3% of the contractors in the U.S. That's your assurance that you're dealing with a dependable, professional contractor, and we take very good care of our customers.
The whole process was amazingly simple and easy. My wife, which is important to keep happy, my wife was happy with the whole process. It was very easy, seamless. and it was just a no-brainer to, have it all done.
And your new GAF roof will have a 50-year warranty. It's the last roof you'll ever buy. Order now and save. Get free installation labor, free financing for a year, and get a $100 Visa gift card. Call to set up your free estimate today.
Finding the right ingredients for a healthy lifestyle can be tricky. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are here to help.
Our Time for Kids recipe for health experts use online conversations and on-air reports to answer your health questions.
So tell us, what topics would your family like to hear about? What questions do you have?
Use the handy feedback form on our Time for Kids page to share what matters most to your family's health. And together,
let's take time for kids.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here to help.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
When it comes to weather, only one thing really matters: accuracy.
Only one station can be the best.
News 3 Now. First Warn Weather has the most accurate forecast, according to Weather Rate.
Count on First Warn Weather for your most accurate forecast.
Coming up here on the CBS Evening News, fatal mix-up in Minnesota. A 20-year-old killed after a police officer accidentally fires her gun instead of her taser. The protests tonight just miles away from the trial of Derek Chauvin. Plus, why Iran tonight is vowing revenge against Israel for a blackout at the country's largest nuclear plant. And history at the Masters. Hideki Matsuyama takes the green jacket, an inspiration to young golfers around the world. That's all tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Let's go back to Gary. Final check of the forecast.
Well, nothing really showing up on radar across southern Wisconsin. Most of the showers are in the northern part of the state. It's possible there could be a sprinkler or two north of the Dells tonight. Temperatures are in the lower 50s here in Madison, mid-50s in Janesville, but already in the 40s north and west of Dane County. By morning, we'll be in the upper 30s, highs tomorrow, upper 40s, maybe a rain shower during the day tomorrow, and then maybe a flurry of snow tomorrow night. Temperatures stay cool through next week.
Nora O'Donnell's next with the CBS Evening News. Stay tuned for that. We'll be back in 30 for News 3 Now at 6.